Do you know what Johnny Carson said about fruitcakes?
It was probably pretty good.
It was pretty good. Well, the line was anyway, probably not the fruitcake. There is only one fruitcake in the entire world, and people keep sending it to each other.
Well, Johnny Carson didn't know my grandmother because she had the best darn fruitcake there is.
Good. Well, there are different fruitcakes, and this is what we're going to talk about today, as networking can be a lot like fruitcakes. So welcome to Network Today, where we take you from meeting people to
Making money.
faster. And this is going to be an outstanding, just fun, fruitcake-filled episode. And we're going to end with our big 2023 announcement. I know it took us 12 months to get here, but oh well, hey, right?
That's right.
It's your party. You can do what you want to. That's exactly right. Okay, so let's talk about why networking is like a fruitcake. You brought up a couple of great points because I knew I threw this at you, and you're probably like, "What in the world, Cheryl?"
Well, it's what I earlier said, Cheryl, was just the fact that, I loved my grandmother's fruitcake. Every Christmas, she would send it. Back then we didn't have FedEx and all that kind of stuff. Came through the mail, and it was so delicious. But today, fruitcake is such a bad rap. And it really is, first of all, because, how I refer to networking is the fact that, there's good fruitcake and there's bad fruitcakes. And same thing, and you had mentioned this earlier about how we compare that to networking.
Yeah, and some networkers are fruitcakes.
Yeah.
Not any I know. Not any I know. So you are not in that. I'm saying other people might know people who are fruitcakes that they would. So I was thinking about fruitcakes because it does have a bad reputation.
Right.
It can be pretty frightening to people when you see it at a party. Do you dig into it? Like if you see it on a party table, do you dig into it?
No, I've become such an expert of what it looks like that I can either go for it or pass.
Okay, if it's got the little greeny things on it,
Yeah,
I'm like,
pass.
What's the green candy thing? There is nothing that's green that could be candied.
I know.
So anyway, so it's frightful. We don't know what it is. It's mystery food.
Yes.
And we don't know how long it's been sitting there.
Well, it's fake cherries, the dried maraschino cherries, and it's filled with chemicals and all that kind of good. It's going to kill you.
Yeah, but then my eyes were opened, and that's what made me think about this. This is the time of year we think about fruitcake, right? But my eyes were opened when I had one from East Texas. I can't remember what place made it, but maybe it was that place in Corsicana that does
Collins Street Bakery.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like
well done,
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
So you know your bakeries. So, and I want to say it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
It was mostly pecans and nuts,
Right.
and it had fresh fruit in it
Right.
instead of the nasty old dried.
Yes.
That you're gonna have to heap a little something on there if I'm gonna swallow this. So anyway, fruitcakes are not all built the same, and it's kind of like networking.
Yeah.
When I was looking this up about fruitcakes, they talked about that there are a lot of articles on various stories on fruitcakes and why some are good and why some are bad. But the number one constant theme was that stay away from which kind of fruitcake? The mass-produced.
Mass-produced, yes.
Because it's just built to last on the shelf for 27 years or something. It's like ridiculous, along with Twinkies. So Twinkies and fruitcake will survive the Holocaust. So we lump everything in to that whole mass production, but the truth is, good fruitcakes, the original fruitcakes, were handmade with real fruit, fresh nuts, the love of grandma.
Right.
And so you have to, as a networker, approach networking instead of like a fruitcake, like, oh my gosh, can I just pick all of it out and maybe find one little morsel that I like? Look at it like, hey, there's a good fruitcake somewhere.
Yes.
And I'm going to find it, by golly. Make it your game, your venture, your call in life to go find great networking people, networking groups, because they're not all lumped in to one mass-produced fruitcake.
No, absolutely. This is why it's so important to, when you're going to networking events, is to meet people so you can have one-on-ones.
Right.
So you get to learn who they are. Because again, yes, sales is a numbers game, even though sometimes we don't like to admit that, but it is. And again, it's so important to make sure that you're meeting the right people that they can add value to your community.
Yeah. And so let's equate mass-produced fruitcakes to mass-produced networking groups, right? They're pretty generic. It's a cookie cutter type thing where you have to do this, you might have to provide this, and that works for some people. There are, believe it or not, still people who eat the mass-produced fruitcake. Yes.
No.
I know we
No.
don't know who they are, but I know it happens.
No.
And then we have to find the authentic networking groups,
Yes.
the authentic networkers who aren't mass produced, but who do things with love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Well, it goes back to what we've talked about the last few weeks of really being authentic, building real relationships with people, showing who your true self is. You've got to share that with people, and so that you can find out and surround yourself with the right people.
Yes, you do. And it is a chore, but hey, let's get over it. Let's get over the bad fruitcake and let's go find the
Yes,
good one.
good, yes.
So what did you say your grandmother put in hers?
Well, basically, I mean, it was real fruit, and the thing about it was, even with she put a little bit of liqueur in there.
Of course.
But the real thing, again, these mass-produced fruitcakes, everything's like fake ingredients.
Yeah.
And it's all chemicals, and it's just bad for you.
Yeah.
Because they got to, like you said, they got to be on the shelf for the next 27 years. But yeah, it's the real thing. And again, it's what you said earlier, is that you've got to present yourself as an authentic person.
That's right.
Yeah.
And people shouldn't have to look at you and go, what is that? What is this? Is that a real food group? So I don't know. Here's some fun fruitcake facts. It's the holidays, right? We're all getting ready for some fun. So these are some fun fruitcake facts
Okay.
that I thought you might enjoy. So in 2003, this is hilarious. Jay Leno ate a piece of a 125-year-old fruitcake.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was brave enough to do that.
Is he still alive?
Oh my God.
I mean, did he live to tell that story? Oh my gosh. Okay, so I did learn about the bright green thing.
Okay.
Because I'm like, it looks like your sweater. Like it's just not right.
So bad. So bad.
They say the bright green things in fruitcakes, they say it like that, are typically maraschino cherries. Really? But could also be pineapple. Like, really?
Yeah, they're dyed with some green chemical.
I know, that's right. So in England, the fruitcake is still considered the traditional wedding cake. Prince William, Kate Middleton had an enormous 8-tiered fruitcake for their wedding. Oh my gosh. Really? A piece of which was auctioned off for $7,500 in 2014.
Wow.
So there can be money in fruitcake. And then I'll leave on this one because this is hilarious. The world's longest, not largest, longest fruitcake, Guinness has a category for this, yes, believe it or not, is more than 1,840 feet long and weighs almost 3,700 pounds. It's like an elephant.
Wow.
Or my car. Like, isn't that nuts? So, isn't that nuts? That's just fruity.
Oh my God. And that brings up the point to me, Cheryl, is, back to the question, how is networking like a fruitcake? And it's got to have the right ingredients. And that's what you have to have in your networking approach, is that you've got to do the right things.
That's exactly right.
And you've got to, belong to the right groups. You got to have, a proper business card. You've got to have a proper, 30-second elevator pitch. You got to have all the right tools.
Ingredients.
Yeah. So that you'll become an effective networker. Without that, then it is nasty.
Yeah, and don't have anything bright green that people can't figure out. Nothing weird. Don't pull out a weird tool.
Exactly.
So hey, let's leave with this. You ready?
Okay.
You ready for the big announcement?
Action items.
Oh.
Yes.
You have fruitcake action
I got
items?
fruitcake action items. Here
All right,
we go.
go for it.
Number one is be the real deal. Don't be fake. And if you're your authentic self, you're going to surround yourself and build the proper community so that you will be a successful networker. And number two is have the right recipe.
Okay.
Make sure you got the right ingredients.
That's right.
Okay. Back to you, Cheryl.
Because this is super exciting.
Yes.
I know we've been waiting all year. I know it's hard. but these are construction months, right? So it's times 3, whatever it is. So the reason we were here in this amazing studio provided by Trinity Church Dallas, thank you so much. It's the new Highland Park campus. Come visit.
Big shout out to Cameron.
Yes, Cameron, thank you so much. And they've got a coffee bar and a dog park.
Oh,
so
yeah.
please,
Oh,
if
yes.
you live in the Highland Park, Oak Lawn area, come on
visit.
down. But we have been waiting for the new studio.
Yes. We got, the new studio is going to be up and running in probably 2 to 3 weeks. But, then the big picture, though, Network Today Grand Central.
That's right. So the new studio means that we're moving the old studio out to tear down walls and reinvent that space to be Network Today Grand Central.
It's so exciting because, the big picture here, Cheryl, now is we're going to be able to conduct workshops, lunch and learns, morning breakfast, the podcast, the meeting place, seminars, just networking groups, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
My hope is that we can all hang out there on Friday and do a debrief and a decompress from the week, a whiteboard, collaboration party. I just think it's going to be amazing right there in Farmers Branch. So if you're not familiar, Midway and Alpha.
Yes.
So, and make sure you go to networktodaydfw.com. Get on the email list now because you don't want to miss the invite.
That's right. We're going to have a great, grand opening celebration. We want everybody to be there. So, yes, sign up, subscribe right now, like Cheryl said, to networktodaydfw.com.
That's exactly right. Okay, so we made the announcement. I know there are more to come because we have lots that we're working on. It's unbelievable. So we want to just wish everybody a blessed holiday season, a blessed Christmas. I mean, this is the time of year. Spend some time with your friends and family. I know we talk about networking all the time. You don't have to take business cards to your family events, but enjoy each other, right?
Yes,
and then let's come back.
Very important.
We'll come back in 2024 and kill it.
Absolutely.
Let's just slay those dragons. All right, so. Welcome to Network Today. We thank you for being here, where we take you from meeting people to
making money
faster, and we will see you in 2024.